Hi there, I'm Lavellan and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition, episode 11. Okay, so we just have to go to Vivienne's salon, and then that will be it for all day. First, we need to put on our new coat, which we bought last episode. Yeah, so we do have an outfit, and it looks like we are, making an effort to go to the salon in something different. Slightly different, but still different. And can we get rid of this stuff? No, she'll always have a weapon on her. Okay. If she's always going to have a weapon on her, then it doesn't matter. I kind of hoped. I'd kind of hoped that I would be able to do this without a weapon. But never mind. Let's just put that back on. Okay. So, an Elysian salon is not something that Seylis is equipped to deal with, not really, so Cassandra's just going to have a quick talk with her. The types of things that she's supposed to do and what she's not supposed to do. We're there to see if Vivienne will actually provide help for the Inquisition. That's what we need. Help for the Inquisition. We need allies. And because it's an Elysian gathering, we're not to give away any information that we could get into trouble for. Answer a question with a question instead of, answering. Alright, let's go. So, Vivienne de Feu, the first enchanter of Montserrat, has extended an invitation to her salon at the chateau of Duke Bastien to Ghislaine. Let's go. Absolutely. And there we are, our little fish out of water.
Lady Lavellan, on behalf of the Inquisition.
Yeah, oh, which way are you going, Seylis? Almost walked into them.
What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Seeing the same faces at every event becomes so tiresome.
My lady? Really?
So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer, or are you here for Duke Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
Okay. Let's investigate. Tales? Yeah, what have you heard about me?
What have you heard about me?
Some say that when the veil opened,
Nice.
Andraste herself delivered you from the Fade.
Okay, grind your teeth a little bit and just... Really? Yeah, okay. Who is this Duke that you're talking about? I don't know him.
I've heard very little about Duke Bastien.
He hasn't been seen much at court lately.
His business with the Council of Heralds often takes him from home for long periods. It can't be good for a man of his years.
And of course, there's the civil war. Bastien probably wishes to distance himself from the actions of his one-time son-in-law.
Tearing up the Dales in a foolish bid for power? It will end in disgrace for Gaspard. Everyone knows it.
Well, bloodshed in the Dales. That's what Elysians do best, isn't it? So, Madame de Fer?
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by first enchanter Vivienne.
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Vivienne.
I've heard she finds it amusing.
Really? A fond nickname. Okay. So, I'm not going to dispel the gossip, and I'm not going to confirm any of it either. Yeah, what have you heard about me? We're just gonna go with number one. Is that everything?
Some of those storytellers may have gotten carried away.
But only for the best effect. The Inquisition is a ripe subject for wild tales.
The Inquisition. What a lot of pig shit.
Oof.
Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously.
he says, dressed like that.
Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
Ooh, okay. Okay, well maybe, but that's not why I'm here. I want justice for the divine... not really. We're restoring peace. We are restoring peace. This is a holy calling. No, definitely not. What's your point? Yeah, we're not here to grandstand or defend ourselves, not really. I don't need to explain myself to you. When are you going to start making a point?
I've never made any claims to holiness. What's your point?
Exactly.
In front of all these people, you admit to being a pretentious usurper.
Oof, not what we said at all.
We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a woman of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
Like you'd have a chance.
My
There
dear
we go.
Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests.
Oof, pretty. Lovely
You
patterns.
know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Vivienne, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should.
Damn right.
Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear?
I have a suggestion.
My lady, you're the wounded party in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
Oh, okay. Let him go. Kill him. Or I don't care. Oh. You see, it would hurt to have been let go by a Dalish elf, but it's not really me that's going to be letting him go, is it? It's Vivienne. So, this won't even matter to him. Look. The chance has been given to me. This guy insulted me to my face, twisted my words, made me look foolish in a place I'm already feeling like a fish out of water. And let's be honest, this is an opportunity that a Dalish elf cannot pass up. He's an Elysian noble. One of their own is going to kill one of their own. Yeah, kill him. Do it.
He insulted my honor. I want him dead.
And this, Marquis, is why one must always be courteous to one's fellow guests.
Beautiful.
Someone be a dear and clean this mess up. We can't have him cluttering up the dance floor.
No, indeed.
I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you.
Oh, really?
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Vivienne, first Enchanter of Montsimard and Enchantress to the Imperial Court.
All very impressive titles, which human mages generally don't have, so this is very interesting. She came down the stairs like she owned the place, which, most human mages are locked away in a tower with guards 24/7, so yeah, this is very strange. I mean, the Dalish hold their mages in high regard. Humans generally don't. But she is still a mage, so have I just made things really difficult for her? I mean, we didn't make her kill him. She asked for our opinion, what we wanted, but she didn't have to do it, so it's on her either way, but yeah, is that going to make any trouble for you?
Can you get away with killing a nobleman like that?
He attempted to draw his weapon, unprovoked, in the presence of witnesses. Duels are not fought in the drawing room. By Chevalier code, his life was forfeit from the moment his hand fell to his hilt.
Sweet. Okay. Well then. A pleasure to meet you. Interesting party so far. Or what do you want? Is it a pleasure to meet her? Well, she did just kill someone for me. I think this is where we would relax, at least a little bit. We don't have all those eyes on us anymore. So let's just get straight to the point.
You invited me here. What is it you want?
I wanted to meet face to face. It is important to consider one's connections carefully. With Divine Justinia dead, the Chantry's in shambles. Only the Inquisition might restore sanity and order to our frightened people. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
Really? Okay. No. Yeah, okay, let's investigate this first. We need to know what exactly she's going to be giving to us. What can you do for us? Yeah.
What exactly can you do for the Inquisition?
I am well versed in the politics of the Orlesian Empire. I know every member of the Imperial Court personally. I have all the resources remaining to the Circle at my disposal. And I'm a mage of no small talent. Will that do?
That's very good. That is very good. Yeah, so you'll be here in your mansion while we're doing the actual work.
Does that mean you'd be aiding the Inquisition from the Imperial Palace?
Ordinarily, I would be happy to serve as liaison to the court, but these are not ordinary times. The veil has been ripped apart and there is a hole in the sky. It is now the duty of every mage to work towards sealing the breach. And so I would join the Inquisition on the field of battle.
Now that's better. That sounds better. Okay. So, what exactly are you getting out of this?
What's in this for you?
The same thing anyone gets by fighting this chaos. The chance to meet my enemy, to decide my fate. I won't wait quietly for destruction.
Okay. I mean, you don't need to be a part of the Inquisition for that. What are loyal mages?
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man. I support any effort to restore such order.
That's a Chantry saying. They just don't want to be slaves. So, do you support the circles then?
So you're in favor of returning the mages to the Circle then?
Where else can mages safely learn to master their talents? We need an institution to protect and nurture magic. Maker knows, magic will find neither on its own.
Really? We seem to be doing fine out in the forests. So, you support the Chantry then?
Are you devout? What's your opinion of the Chantry?
I was a great admirer of the late Divine Justinia V. The Chantry, at its best, unites the disparate cultures of Thedas and looks after its most vulnerable. Had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
Sure, it looks after its most vulnerable. Sure, it does. Never. Honestly. Yeah, the Chantry opposes us in basically every way.
You are aware that the Chantry hasn't sanctioned this Inquisition.
The Chantry is leaderless. They're in no position to officially sanction anything. Besides, my dear, if there is one virtue the Chant of Light teaches us, it is forgiveness. Once the Inquisition has sealed the breach, I'm sure the new Divine will not care in the slightest about official permission.
Okay. Okay, well... I'm going to have to welcome her aboard. This is what we came here for. To get help, to get allies for the Inquisition. Sounds like she's going to bring a lot to the Inquisition. We don't like the fact that she is a Chantry supporter, that she supports circles, most importantly. But if we recruit her, then we'll have plenty of opportunity for Seylis to have that conversation with her. To disagree with everything she stands for, really. And that can only help our character to flourish, really. Whereas if we said no, we would be forfeiting those chances. So, yeah, sure. Let's do Cassandra proud and welcome this person aboard.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Vivian.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
Sweet. Okay. I mean, she did kill someone for us. Okay, and we're back in Haven. So, there has been a quick outfit change for Seylis, Josephine and Solus. We've all got something that looks a bit warmer. I do love the shorts outfit that Seylis was wearing. It was pretty much perfect to start with, but she was just being stubborn by keeping that on. It is too cold for that, really. And when she went to Val Royeaux, you know, it was a lot warmer there. So she wasn't particularly looking forward to coming back to the snow whilst still wearing that basic outfit. So yeah, we've grabbed a sweater from somewhere. It's not too fancy. Looks like it's been adjusted. It's ill-fitting. And that's kind of perfect. I didn't want something that looked like she was putting too much thought into it. You know, she's done her own alterations to it. I gave Solus a fur vest. And Josephine has had the shine removed from her shirts. And a recolour. So it's not yellow or gold anymore. And hopefully just everybody looks warmer. Your elves are freezing, Inquisition. What are you going to do? Okay, and I think we might as well come in here and say hello to Sarah. And welcome her here.
You see that new elf who joined up?
Sarah?
Oh, they're talking about her as well.
She'd put your
I'll
eye
keep an
out.
eye out. I didn't mean anything by it. It's good to see us all coming together to serve the Maker.
Never thought the Inquisition would be recruiting thieves to its ranks.
A thief? Well, you know, there's no harm in having a thief here. Let's get into it with her.
So, this is it, huh? Oh no, it's fine, yeah? It's just, I thought it'd be bigger. That would have been hilarious if you were a man, right? Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and Mages need to be sat down.
Yeah. Yeah, everything needs to get back to normal. The Templars and Mages need to stop fighting. Sure. Well, yeah, the Conclave tried that already. They did try that. I don't care what side she's on. And I could say that there is more going on, but no. We're going to address her concerns with making them sit down and talk.
I'm pretty sure the Conclave proved it's not that easy.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Why? Because someone yelled it real loud? Make them prove it. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
Yeah, okay. We'll help them all see. Okay. You think it should be easy, or what questions are those? We could help them see what the real questions are, but I think we'd rather find out what Sarah thinks the real questions really are. Yeah.
Is there something else you're looking for? Like, what's behind all this?
Maybe. I don't know. First things first, right? I help you, march, arrow, kick. Then people stop being stupid, and everything starts to make sense again. Sound good to you, all-touched Lady Herald?
Okay. No. We'll succeed, we have to. Sounds good to me, or I only care about stopping it. Yeah, I only care about stopping it so that I can go home. Once the breach is sealed, I can say goodbye to all of these humans and this expectation that's been put on me. Disappear back into the forest.
As long as the job gets done, I don't care about the rest.
Fact. Spare the frills, just get it all back to normal. Best plan I've heard. Only plan I've heard, really. Everyone up their own arses. Let's get things done.
Right. Okay. Well, now we just need Vivienne. And we'll have welcomed both of our new recruits. I love that skull weave pattern. I love the skulls. I do have a retexture for her regular outfit, but we're not doing that right now. She needs to spend some time in her normal colours and pattern first. Alright, let's get into the Chantry. Hey.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
Oh, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
Well, that is a shame, I suppose. We were never going to be getting the Templars, though. Never. Can't imagine any Dalish wanting to be anywhere near Templars. And there we have Josephine's outfit as well. So, I just went for a black and grey sort of colour because it's sort of... She's had to put away all of her fancy stuff, so she's just gotten some more plain but warmer stuff to wear. Which she should do in this weather, really. So, yeah. But the necklace is still nice and shiny. I had to have that. So, yeah, at least the Chantry is done with.
At least we know the Chantry is no longer a threat to us.
Yes, and we have the opening we need to approach the Templars and the Mages.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere. But to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the Mages in Redcliffe instead.
I
Sounds
think
better.
the Mage Rebellion is more united. It could be 10 times worse.
Okay, so... If I do either of these options, that's me sort of taking charge. Whereas I don't want to be in a position of power. I don't want them to start relying on me. I just want to be here when I absolutely have to be, do my job, and then go. So you guys need to make a decision because this should not be on me. Really. All I have is a glowing hand.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The Mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
I don't know, I think I can realize quite a lot. Interesting. Okay, you think it's a trap? There's always danger, or they could be useful. I mean, why would it be a trap? Grand Enchanter Fiona invited us there herself. She came all the way to Val Royeaux. Why would it be a trap? Why not just, ambush us on the road if it was going to be a trap? That's silly. There's always danger, though. I kind of do like that one. Or they could be useful. Of course they could be. I think I'm gonna go with number 2. It might be dangerous. We don't know who is responsible yet, so it could be either of them, and going to see either of them could be dangerous.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
The same could be said about the Templars.
Yeah.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
Other options. Like, they're not getting anywhere.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished. I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
It sounds suspicious. Yeah, it does. It does. Why tell me, or you're grasping at straws? I can't do you grasping at straws because that does sound suspicious. I'm tempted to say why tell me, but no, I have to agree. That does sound suspicious.
That does sound odd. I agree. The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if he can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Yeah. Well. They want me to go and search for Blackwall now. Fantastic. Well, let's find Vivienne. Is that Vivienne? No, that one's Vivienne. She's right here. Okay. Let's welcome her to Haven.
You've never been to a circle, as far as I can tell, yet you're remarkably skilled. Were you self-taught?
I was trained by my keeper. It's Dalish magic, or close enough. It's Dalish magic.
The Dalish have their own traditions, you know. The Circle isn't the only authority on magic.
I have heard about the traditions of magic among the Dalish keepers, but it's all third-hand. In my own experience, nothing is more deadly to a young mage than a lack of knowledge, which makes the current state of things precarious. What do you imagine will happen if the circles are not restored? Do you foresee the Dalish taking us all under their wing?
I mean, you could learn a lot from how the Dalish do things. Really. If you think about it, yes, it is dangerous having a couple of mages, but the oversight comes from their entire clan. So if a village had a few mages, the oversight would come from basically everyone around them. Their friends and family. They'd all take responsibility. The more personable they are with the mages, the less likely the mages are to go off the rails. Because they know who they would potentially be hurting. I like the way the Dalish do things. I just do. We need the circle restored. No, we don't. The Templars made their beds. They did. They did. Mages should be free, yes, they should. This chaos harms everyone. That's true. The rebels are apostates. That wouldn't matter to me. Everybody, apostate is a chantry word. We don't care about that. And justice is all that matters. Ugh. No, I'm thinking 3 or 4. Mages should be free, but the chaos does harm everyone regardless of whether they're a mage or a Templar. Yeah, well, the mages shouldn't be locked up. Let's just go with that one. Mages should be free.
Mages deserve the same freedom as anyone else.
I hear that so often. It must be a great comfort to the common folk to know that their survival is trivial compared to our freedom.
Ooh.
I'm sure that makes everything better. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
Oh gosh. The common folk must be glad to know that their survival is trivial compared to mages' freedom. Oof. Wow. That's an interesting way of looking at it from a mage who hasn't been part of a circle in a very long time. I wonder if the court feels the same way, Vivienne. That their lives are trivial just so that you can dress up and have parties. Oof. Oof. Wow. I'll do all I can, and you'll help decide, or their fate is in their hands. The people have to decide their own fate. We can't do it for them. So, yeah.
I'm not deciding anything.
Actions have consequences, my dear. Do not imagine that yours will go unnoticed by history. For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
Ugh, it sure does, unfortunately. No one should have that power. Andraste chose me. The Chantry will be restored. No, I'll use it to change things. Ooh. Okay, 1, no one should have that power, or 4, I'll use it to change things. I like both of those. I do like saying no one should have that power. But we do have the power. we are getting the power, so I will use it to change things and hope hope that I can make things better and that the Dalish will be remembered fondly for it.
If that's true, then I'll put it to good use.
I suppose we'll see. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Oh, she's such a polarizing character, but I do love Vivienne. I do. What her life must have been like. Just the fact that she's no longer in a circle. And that she caught the attention of a very highly placed man as well. But she must have felt really special to no longer be in the circle, to no longer be bound by those rules. And she's really flourished with it as well. Absolutely flourished with it. The only thing I don't like is the fact that she seems to ignore that the only reason she has all of this is because she's not in a circle. And she still wants to shove everyone else into it. It's like she's desperate to remain special. You know. That's not I'm sure that's not how she is at all. It's kind of not how she acts at all either. She's very aware that what she has is something she's had to maintain through a lot of hard work. But she does come off that way. You know, I should be the only special one, everyone else deserves to be locked up. But whatever. Let's speak to Mother Giselle, why not?
Greetings, Herald of Andraste. How fares your quest to seal the breach?
Oh, okay. People are frustrating me. Kind of. They're not making any decisions. I would like to say I'm trying. Let's go for a nice middle ground, damned if I know.
Well, you know how these things go. At least, I hope someone does.
You laugh to bring a little light into the darkness. And I'm glad to see it. Too many see laughter as antithetical to the chant of light. They imagine Andraste as a grim warrior all her life, forgetting that she loved and was loved in return. I hope she found time for laughter during her trials, as I hope you do.
Okay. Thank you. I'm not the Herald. I follow Elven gods, and that comparison scares me. Oh, it's got to be one of these two, doesn't it? I'm not the Herald, or I follow Elven gods. I do like to rub in that I am not the Herald of Andraste. But I also want to rub in that this isn't even my religion. You are holding me up as a figurehead for something I don't even believe in. So, yeah, I follow the Elven gods.
You realize that I follow my people's gods, not the Maker.
Fair enough. But Andraste lived, and her deeds, however shrouded by myth, have their basis in fact. If you do not believe the Chant of Light, at least consider it a map of the dangers you might face. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
Less brutal than its predecessor? I like what she just said, though. Just consider it a roadmap, then. Just ignore the religious connotations and just, you know, look at the dangers that you might face. She's very pragmatic. I like that. Yeah, what do you mean, less brutal? What was the Inquisition like, then?
Can you tell me about the original Inquisition?
The original Inquisition was formed after the First Blight, well before the Chantry as we know it. The Inquisitors were hunters, zealots, who tracked and killed cultists and dangerous mages. As Andraste rose to power, the Inquisition came into her service. Instead of hunting those who would do harm, the Inquisitors spread the Chant of Light by force.
Oof. Of course they did. Of course they did. Ugh. Chantry. That's horrible. We're named after that, or it had to be done. No, it didn't have to be done. That's horrible. That's horrible, but no less what we expect from humans.
It must be difficult to follow the chant of light, knowing how it's spread.
Indeed. I have always believed that the Maker wished us to spread the chant of light, by example, not violence. In any case, once the chant of light had spread far and wide, there was less need for zealots. The Inquisitors became the seekers of truth, and eventually the Templars.
Right. Okay, well hopefully our Inquisition will not become Templars. Why bring us back? So we're true believers. You can't say that. You can't say that after saying that you believe in the Elven gods. And now we're back. And now we're back. Yeah. This definitely seems like a bad thing, honestly.
And now the Inquisition has been called again to restore order. By force.
Do you know what impresses me most about the original Inquisition? They fought horrific battles, killed and died for their cause, and when it was time, they put their swords away. Perhaps the name was divine, Justinia's message, that when the Inquisition is needed, it will strike without mercy. But when its work is done, it will put its sword away.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. But when did they decide enough was enough? What happened to make them put their swords away? Obviously, we know what'll happen for our Inquisition to make us disband, but what happened to the others? I don't want to talk about the Chantry or the next Divine, so how are the people?
How are the people doing after what happened at the Conclave?
They are scared, of course. Many have lost homes or loved ones. I doubt many will sleep well until you have sealed the breach. I have offered what help I can. The rest is for the Inquisition. What more do you wish to know?
Okay, I don't really want to ask about the Chantry or anything else. I'll leave those until later. But let's see what she's got before we just leave, I suppose. Yeah, you know what? Let's go through these. If we're asking about the people, we might as well know everything about the people. So, how are the people at Haven?
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
They are terrified. Many of them came here because the war between the Mages and the Templars destroyed their homes. In their minds, the death of the Divine has destroyed any chance of peace. To that, add the breach. Farmers have fled their fields. If we do not restore order, half of Thedas may starve.
Right, okay. And what exactly are you doing to help then?
What are you doing to help these people?
My sisters and I have been tending to the injured as best we are able. Some refugees come with food, while others arrive empty-handed. I have helped ensure that all have enough to eat. Beyond that, many simply wish the familiar comfort of the Chant of Light. It is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
Yeah. So, how about elsewhere? How are those people doing?
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives. Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead.
Ooh.
They have sent word begging for assistance. People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
She is very well informed. Okay, goodbye.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Very well informed. Okay, well, let's get into the War Council and we'll see what we've got. Okay. We didn't have any to pick up, did we? I think everything's completed.
My scouts still comb the hills for clues about the explosion. I'll take what I can find.
Let's complete the Orlesian side because that is a lot. There's a lot less of it over here. And then we can concentrate on our Ferelden side. Saru. Okay. Sero is a town on the farthest reaches of Orlais, known for its glassworks and tainted by its great shame, an ancestor of the current Marquis. Apostate and abomination, the shame brought such disgrace upon Sero that even his name was forgotten. Sero is a pariah and has become refuge for outcasts and the strange. But Divine Justinia V considered releasing Sero from the punishment imposed by the Chantry for the shame. She travelled to Sero on her way to the Conclave, going out of her way to do so. It remains one of the last places she visited before she died, a detail that cannot be ignored. Okay. Leliana, the rulers of Sero are descended from the shame and would benefit from Justinia pardoning Sero at last. They cannot be trusted. I'll go to the people instead. Okay, and we can't have Cullen. Josephine. I'll send an emissary to the 1,000-windowed castle. I'm sure we will be allowed to carry out our investigations if we make an ally of the Marquis. Okay. Making an ally of the Marquis would help with investigations. Leliana thinks that they can't be trusted though, and she should go to the people. What's that, 57 minutes? 45 minutes? Okay, Josephine would take a lot less time. Okay. It's the ancestor of the current Marquis. Alright. Let's send Liliana. Just because I want to know what the people think. I want to know what the people think. I assume, since Justinia went herself, that would have been the diplomatic option, technically. So if she didn't find anything out, Liliana will.
Let's see what we have.
You do that. Okay. The Chantry remains. What do we have here? The confrontation with Mother Havara in Valroyo Market had the desired effect, to a point. The Chantry's condemnation of the Inquisition was lost amid a flurry of speculation over the actions of Lord Seeker Lucius, as well as a divide in the opinions of the remaining Chantry clerics. There are, however, clerics still loudly denouncing the Herald of Andraste. The Inquisition could leave them to their speeches, but dealing with them before the Chantry elects a new divine could be of benefit. It could be. These clerics were not at the Conclave for a reason. They all have secrets and weaknesses we should exploit. A delicate hand is needed. We should focus on clerics who can be swayed, make their voices louder than those who oppose us. Maybe. And Cullen, we should send a contingent of Inquisition soldiers to the Grand Cathedral. They can offer protection, and their visibility will remind the clerics they're not out of our reach. Ooh, okay, that's very threatening though. Sending soldiers to stand outside the cathedral. Maybe not. I kind of would have liked to have had Liliana do that, maybe. Find out all of their secrets and weaknesses. Josephine can do it, yeah.
At your service.
Okay. So, what can Cullen do? Oh gosh. Okay, we can't do that at all. I guess that... Was that only Liliana's? In fact, who knows? We can't choose anything, so it must have been either Liliana or Josephine. The Imperial Court... Josephine, darling, you should take care of this. No, okay, never mind. If it's for Josephine, then no. I can make no sense of this. The Herald found her. Perhaps she can advise. Red Jenny says drop and grab. Cullen. A letter from Sarah follows. For your big hats, Lord, whoever says you're rubbish, his servants don't care, but could. Drop a few things for them. They'll give Josephine a surprise. Josephine again, okay. I think scrolls or something. Sarah. A scribble of heraldic symbols and directions are below. Also, Sarah's name 37 times. We require middlemen, secure the goods and the favour of the noble. Okay. The heraldry is of a minor house. Should we instead see what the surprise might be? Yeah. And Cullen, we've no time for games. Far simpler to stop this with soldiers and find favour with this noble. Okay, Cullen and Liliana both want to find favour with the noble. It'd have to be Josephine. Okay, I'll come back to that then. We'll do that another time. Alright, I guess we're going to go to the Ferelden side then. Never mind. Cullen, what can you even do? Inquisition needs bees, maybe? I do not know how someone would come to this idea, but I can see the use. It's a large area to search, however. A memo from Josephine, written on a note from Sarah. Know what ruins a party? Bees. I know a man who teaches how to jar them safe but angry. Stingy. No good for honey, but great for throwing. He's somewhere south. Sarah has scribbled a jar of bees hitting someone in the face. Also a butt. Okay. If he's peddling them to fighting forces, my people will find the trail. I can send runners among the bands. If this weapon can help, it will be found. It's too large an area to cover. Bounty hunters are a simpler bet. See, I always fall into the trap of just using Liliana and Josephine, and I always send Cullen out to just gather money. But no, you can do this one, Cullen.
All right.
It's fine. A large area means lots of forces, so yeah, you can send the soldiers. You do that. And we'll come back to the rest. We did... Yes, you did do that. That's all done. Okay. Well then, we have no perks, so let's go. Alright then. I guess we'll see what happens there. I kind of want to speak to the others, but I also have to finish looking around this place, don't I? I could go down to the dungeons. No, you know what? Let's go and find our companions. Specifically, Seylis and Varric. Maybe Cassandra as well. And we'll... Oh. Later then? Oh, sorry. Sorry, Krem. I completely forgot about you. Yeah, that new quest, that is you. Okay. Well, let's speak.
I've got a message when you have the time. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information free of charge. If you'd like to see what the Bull's charges can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
Okay. Let's investigate. The Bull's charges, tell me about them.
What can your Bull's charges offer the Inquisition?
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux. We've got references.
Val Royeaux is not the type of place I'll be looking around. Just tell me about your leader.
What should I know about your commander?
Iron Bull. He's one of those Kunari, the big guys with the horns. He leads from the front. He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard I worked for. Best of all, he's professional. We accept contracts with whoever makes the first real offer. You're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
Really? Well, why give us this message then?
Why did your commander send us this information?
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work.
Really? We'll think about it.
We'll consider your offer.
I appreciate it. We're the best you'll find. Come to the Storm Coast and you can see us in action.
Okay. So, the Canary has been unlocked. Good. Well, thank you for that, Krem. Although, I think that hairstyle looks a lot better from this side. And the front than it does from that side. Just a little. Unfortunately, that hair is no longer available on the Nexus either. I got that one years ago while it was still available. I do like it. Alright, so let's see Seylis in his new outfit. That's right. He's got the fur vest on. It is unfortunate that it's all black, but still. We both look warmer now. Let's chat if we can.
Greetings.
There we go. So, tell me about elves. It's a little bit of a strange thing for me to ask, but sure.
I'd be interested in hearing your opinions on elven culture.
I thought you would be more interested in sharing your opinions of elven culture. You are Dalish, are you not?
Oh. Okay. I sure am. Proudly. Why are you so angry? Oh, I'm a true elf. Oh, proudly. Definitely.
Yes, I am. The Dalish are the best hope for preserving the culture of our people.
Our people. You use that phrase so casually. It should mean more. But the Dalish have forgotten that, among other things.
Oh, but you know the truth, right?
While they pass on stories, mangling details, I walk the fade. I have seen things they have not.
Well, okay. We're trying, accept that. So teach other elves, or help them. We are trying. If you have news, if you have stories, if you have anything to share, you should be sharing it. Help them. Ooh, okay. See, I like the wording of "so teach other elves" more than I like saying, "well, help them then," because that does sound like they've got most stuff wrong, and I believe that they've got stuff wrong, so they need help, which I can't do. I cannot do. We are the keepers of the lost law. But if you have something to teach, or if you have law that we don't have, then you should give it to them. So yes, teach other elves.
Fine.
Oh.
You think we're terrible. What about the alienages full of elves who aren't Dalish?
Why? What would it benefit some poor man in a Ferelden alienage to learn that his ancestors strode the land like gods? It would only make him bitter, or inspire him to take a foolish risk and get himself killed.
You've decided his reaction for him.
Perhaps I have. If you have questions and believe the answers will help, ask.
Yes, I have questions. The Dalish are born with questions. Ooh. Okay. Tell me about the ancient elves.
I'd like to know more about the elves from before our time.
The Dalish strive to remember Hallam Shiral. But Hallam Shiral was merely a fumbling attempt to recreate a forgotten land.
Arlathan.
Elvhen was the empire, and Arlathan its greatest city. Place of magic and beauty, lost to time.
Okay. What else?
You've studied ancient elves. What else do you know of Arlathan?
We hear stories of them living in trees, and imagine wooden ramps or Dalish Erebels. Imagine instead spires of crystal twining through the branches.
Ooh.
Palaces floating among the clouds. Imagine beings who lived forever, for whom magic was as natural as breathing. That is what was lost.
Oh, that does sound enticing. What about this magic? Tell me about it.
Is the magic they teach in the Circle different from the magic I learned with my people?
No and yes. Magic is magic, just as water is water, but it can be used in different ways. Dalish magic is more practical, not needing Chantry approval, although they still frown on blood magic. Superstition. Much of it is more subtle. A legacy from when elves were immortal.
Oh really? I thought you abhorred blood magic. At least you do in Vilgard. Okay. Special, yes. Was immortality due to magic?
The legends of elven immortality. Did they use magic to increase their lifespan?
No. It was simply part of being elven. The subtle beauty of their magic was the effect, not the cause of their nature. Some spells took years to cast. Echoes would linger for centuries, harmonizing with new magic in an unending symphony. It must have been beautiful.
It must have been. Yeah, so, blood magic?
You said that the censure against blood magic was a superstition.
I did. It's fortunate Cassandra is not within earshot. Most modern cultures forbid blood magic. Publicly, even Devinter disapproves of it. But as I've said, magic is magic. It matters only in how it is used.
Okay. Blood magic seems interesting. No. Blood magic is evil. Yeah, I don't mind blood magic. No, we're gonna have to go with blood magic is evil. Absolutely.
Every time I've seen blood magic used, it's been for some evil purpose.
I once saw a woman stabbed in the stomach with a dagger. She died slowly, in agony. It was repulsive. If the Chantry outlawed daggers, would that stop people from using them? Of course not. Some would use daggers in secret, ashamed, and some would find rebellion titillating, step down the path of depravity.
Yeah, okay. They're still evil. The alternative is to Winter, or that metaphor doesn't really work. Yeah, you're reaching with that metaphor, definitely.
You don't need to sacrifice a slave's life to make a dagger.
I suppose it depends upon the dagger. How many men have you killed while fighting for the Inquisition? How many more will you kill out of necessity? And if blood magic could help you? Well, it matters little to me. I do not use it, but I do not think it evil.
Ooh, okay. Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. I'm hesitant to ask about the Dalish. Just tell me about the city elves.
What can you tell me about elves living in human cities?
The culture in alienages or among the slaves of Tevinter is like any of the impoverished and powerless. They cling to memories of a better past and practice a few rituals to distinguish themselves from humans.
Alright, and what do you think you know about the Dalish?
Are all Dalish elves like my clan?
No. Your clan was unique in having enough interest in human affairs to send you to spy upon the Divine's meeting.
Unique.
As your clans have been separate for so long, they have all changed, adapting to the lands in which they live. Some are no more than bandits. Others trade freely with humans. And some have disappeared entirely to the forests.
Okay. It's really odd that he would have to tell us that. We should, all of the clans, or at least most of the clans, gather at Elvhen. We should know. We should know about the clans. But sure.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
I think we need to calm down from that conversation. Let's go and speak to Varric. Oof. We took a huge hit. That was 2 whole Solus disapproves right there. And only a few slightly approves to offset it. That was bad. But that's the price of being Dalish. So, Varric.
Need something?
I have a personal question, yeah.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
Okay, so we've exhausted that for now. Well, if you're just going to lie, then never mind.
Thanks, Varric.
No problem.
Nope, you can't get away from that easy. Tell me about the red lyrium. You seem to recognize it at the temple, so...
The red lyrium we found at the temple seemed to upset you.
My brother Bartrand and I sort of discovered red lyrium during an expedition in the Deep Roads. We located an ancient thaig, so old it barely looked dwarven. There was this idol there made of it. Bartrand brought it back to the surface, and, well, everything's gone downhill from there.
Okay. So, what is it exactly?
So what is it? Just another kind of lyrium?
The red stuff is lyrium like a dragon is a lizard. It's not just a different color. It has a whole host of weirdness all its own. I've written to every mining cast house in Orzammar. No one's seen this stuff before or knows where it came from.
Okay, so what can it do?
What makes it special?
Regular lyrium can mess you up pretty badly, but you have to ingest it for that to happen. Red lyrium messes with your mind when you're just near the stuff. You hear singing, get violent, paranoid, and then it does creepy shit. Makes things float, brings statues to life. It also turned Kirkwall's Knight Commander to lyrium. Everyone's been kept at least 100 paces from it since.
Yeah. So, if it was all the way in Kirkwall, why was it in the temple?
How did the red lyrium get in the Temple of Sacred Ashes?
I don't know. So as far as I knew, the only piece to make it to the surface was destroyed. And the location of the thaig it came from is a secret. Did someone find more of it in the Deep Roads? That's not a cheery thought.
No, it's not. Okay, I guess that's enough.
I think that's enough on red lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject.
No. Okay, so we've got seeing red now. Thank you, Varric. Oh.
Need something?
Yes. Let's talk about Hawk now.
I read your Tale of the Champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Alright. Where are Hawk's friends?
Where are the rest of Hawk's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far.
Good
I
on her.
guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan.
Damn
Ferris
right.
has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though.
Ooh.
Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly.
Honestly,
Sebastian
yeah.
went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Hawk's brother Carver is still in the Free Marches, helping the Kirkwall Guard keep order. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Alright, so Carver is helping the guard. He was a Templar, so maybe he's no longer a Templar and he's just finally become part of the guard that Aveline didn't want him in. Maybe.
Need something?
More questions about Hawk.
I read your Tale of the Champion,
Yeah.
and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Okay. What happened to Anders?
What happened to the mage who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry? The book never said.
He fled Kirkwall with the mages from the Circle. Stayed with them a while, but he had to move on. Somehow a lot of mages blamed him for making them live as fugitives. I don't know where he is now, and I don't want to know.
He doesn't want to know. Oh, Varric. I can't do Orsino's fate made no sense, because it didn't make sense, but because it didn't make sense, I used a mod to skip the Harvester, so nothing happened to Orsino. So I can't do that one. Yeah, you made up the Arashock fight. There's no way that running in a figure eight round those columns actually worked.
There's no way Hawk really could have killed the Arashock. It would have started a war with the Kunari.
I was told later that the Kunari disavowed his actions. Apparently the Arashock didn't get permission before he attacked Kirkwall, and the Qun didn't want another exalted march. When they finally sent a ship to haul the wrecked dreadnought away, they just said, "We will never speak of this again." As far as I can tell, that's the Qun's version of an apology.
Maybe. Maybe. Okay then. Never mind.
Carry on.
Thank you, Varric. Alright. We'll head down to Cassandra, because we are actually interested in speaking to her now. We need to make friends with this person. We've travelled all the way to Val Royeaux with her, and all around the hinterlands. We're actually kind of starting to like this woman.
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
I'm surprised you don't already know. Haven't your spies figured that out yet?
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana.
Oh,
She
okay.
has collected a frightening amount of information on you. But I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
Well, alright then. It's tempting to just make something up, but like I said, we are actually starting to like Cassandra, so... Or at least, we're no longer angry and afraid. Let's just tell her.
My clan never stayed in one place for long, though we primarily roamed the Free Marches.
Oh? I didn't think your people roamed that far north. But clearly I'm mistaken. I'm told some members of your clan might still be alive. Do you intend to go back?
Some members of my clan might still be alive? What do you mean, some? All! All members of my clan should be alive. What? Honestly. I'd go now if I had the choice. Absolutely.
I'd go home right now if I could.
Then I hope you can, once this business is done.
Yeah, she disapproves that I want to go home. Cassandra, that's not nice. Honestly. Just tell me about yourself then. A story for a story.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Okay. I mean, should I be curious as to your motivation? I'm just asking because you asked. Yeah, I'm being friendly. I kind of want to do the suspicious, aren't you, as well, though? Let's go with that one. Why so suspicious?
You're a very suspicious person. You know that.
When it's warranted.
I can see why you have so many friends.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentegast, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you're Navarran royalty.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentegasts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentegasts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
Well, maybe it does. Or maybe you're just very special. That's not uncommon. People love to have family trees. Others would be thankful you're not on good terms, or is that why you left Navarra? Others would be thankful of what? That you have family trees? That's strange. I have no idea what that actually means, so I'm not going to say that. I think we'll just go with number one. Is that why you left and joined the Seekers?
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentegasts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Really? Okay. Why? What happened to your brother?
Tell me about your brother.
I'd rather not.
Okay, I assume that's because our approval is very low. Well, tell me about Navarra then.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Okay, so what about your parents then? Where were they?
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family, and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Mortalitasi? What?
Your uncle was a mortalitasi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Navarrans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
Yeah, and they are dead. It's not like they're going into Euthenera like the ancient elves, so... Okay, so you worked for the Divine.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
Ah, okay. What exactly is a right hand? What do you do?
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
Right. Yeah, you believed in this woman.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinian knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
Okay. Well then, tell me, how did you become the right hand? What is the story?
So, what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
Okay. You're being modest. That's how stories work. Or so what happened? Yeah, just tell me what happened then.
You're stalling.
To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral, but I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
Of course, of course. So, a Templar plot to kill the last Divine. And this Divine was killed. By a Templar plot, perhaps? I like that. I like that. What became of the mages, though? Yeah, they were forgotten. Forgotten how? Why?
What happened to the mages that helped you?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and privileges and Most Holy's gratitude. Many of them died at the Conclave.
Oh, okay. So that kind of would have been a reunion for her at the Conclave, to see all the people that she'd met before and, you know. Oh. She lost a lot more than just Justinia and someone else. You're still a hero. That is impressive or typical of the Chantry. I'm never going to get anybody liking me at this point. That is typical of the Chantry, yeah.
That's rather typical of the Chantry, isn't it?
Even worse, few know of the Knight Commander's involvement at all. That sort of willful blindness needs to change.
It certainly does, and don't you worry, I'm not going to be turning any blind eyes to Knight Commander's wrongdoings. Well, that's all. Thank you, Cassandra.
I'll let you get back to work.
Okay. Well. Thank you. And isn't that just typical? Of course, the mages are patted on the head and forgotten, and the Templars' wrongdoing is just swept under the rug. Unbelievable. Okay, let's finish off with Seylis. We need to get the last of his conversation done, and hopefully this will also start his artifact quest, if we don't already have it.
Greetings.
Yeah, greetings. I'm curious about the Fade. Why don't you tell me about it?
What do you know about the Fade?
A great deal, from my wanderings. There are few hard facts, but I can share what I have learned.
Good, good. Ooh. Tell me about demons.
I'd like to know more about demons.
Your Dalish say the demons hate the natural world, and seek to bring their chaos and destruction to the living. But such simplistic labels misconstrue their motivations, and in so doing, do all a great disservice. Spirits wish to join the living, and a demon is that wish gone wrong.
Can we change that? I don't believe that, or I don't care. Oh. Demons... Demons are one thing. I'm not sure if you would believe that spirits and demons are, you know, different classifications. Not really. What would you believe? I'd like to say, can we change that? But that's a curiosity that I'm not sure she should have. I'm going to say I don't believe that.
I doubt those things pouring out of the breach wanted to join the living. Eat, maybe.
Of course demons are destructive. This world is illicit and unnatural for them. They fight to gain entrance, and when the rules of this world do not mirror theirs, they lash out. Tragic, but not evil.
Okay. Tell me about the breach then.
I'd like to know more about the breach.
Simply put, it is a tear in the veil between this world and the Fade, allowing spirits to enter the world physically. Small tears occur naturally when magic weakens the veil, or when spirits cluster at an area that has seen many deaths. But your mark allows you to exert some control over the breach. That means it was created deliberately.
Yeah, naturally. Okay, and tell me about the veil then.
I'd like to know more about the veil.
Circle mages call it a barrier between this world and the Fade, but according to my studies in ancient Elven lore, that is a vast oversimplification. Without it, imagine if spirits entered freely. The Fade was not a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind.
Huh. Okay. That does sound cool. If spirits entered freely, though. If the Fade wasn't a place one went, but a state of nature like the wind. That does sound strange. Strange and dangerous. You know, you can believe all three of these things at once, you know. But which one would be the strongest, I suppose? Would it be more marvelous? Would it be more strange? Would it be more dangerous? If this is a hypothetical, it just sounds strange.
I don't know if I can imagine that.
Try. Imagine if spirits were not a rarity, but a part of our natural world. Like a fast-flowing river. Yes, it can drown careless children, but it can also carry a merchant's goods or grind a miller's flour. That is what the world could be if the veil were not present. For better or worse.
For better or worse. Okay.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Okay. We've racked up a lot of disapproval there. A lot of disapproval. In fact, I think Varric is the only one who isn't disapproving of us right now. That's kind of sad. That is kind of sad. I also have... I have Liliana to speak to as well. I need to speak to Josephine and see if I can find Cullen. Well, we'll see. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. I upload 5 videos a week, so hit the bell for notifications. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.